The Bossy Stone, and this is another lecture from the hood. Today's topic is very, very important. Um, this year, Chicago, Washington, Detroit, Philadelphia, and New Orleans has shut down public schools in the hundreds. There have been some major protests and demonstrations in Chicago, some protests in Detroit, um, but these protests weren't enough to stop them from closing schools for our children. Um, the most logical course that going to happen, that I believe in the future, is that they're going to eliminate all public schools. And I think that this first round was a test to see how many people come out and protest, who's protesting, and how many schools they can get away with the next round in terms of the closures. We have to unite and decide what we're going to do in terms of educating our children. They weren't doing a very good job of educating them. Now they're deciding that they're not going to educate our children at all. And this is what we talked about earlier in terms of what a reverse racist is. To be a reverse racist, we would have the power to close down their schools, and we don't have that kind of power. So this is a clear example of pure racism. Um, One of the things that we talked about in the think tank was what would be the next logical step for them and how to prepare our communities for that next step. And one of the things that we came up with was that in order for them to close all the schools down, they would have to give us something in return that we might accept um, in return for closing schools down. And I think one of the games that they're going to play on our communities is that they're going to give us laptops. They're going to create a national home school network for children who were previously in public schools. The other part of that is that they're going to have other children pay for schools, private schools, and have children pay for schools such as the charter schools and those things. And if you can't afford it, they will have you at home with a homeschooling program. And including in the homeschool program, they're going to use ex teachers to come visit the homes because they still have to employ these white teachers. They're going to employ these white teachers to come to the home, inspect the homes, and if they don't find everything suitable, they will report what's going on in the home to DHS and other home service programs. And I think they will use this program to get more children into the system, which is the whole purpose of closing down the schools. The homes will have to fit a certain standard. If they don't fit that certain standard, the children will be removed from the home, or the mom will be threatened with the children being removed from the home. The spin that they'll take in the public will be that all these parents have to do is keep a clean home. All these parents have to do is follow the directions for the homeschooler, and they'll get a computer, and their children will get educated. Now, why can't these parents do this? And that's going to be the spin. And people are going to follow and go along with that spin. And in return, we'll have more of our children institutionalized, which is the main purpose of having the schools closed to begin with. So we have to um, decide that if black lives really matter, they not only matter in the streets, but they matter in the schools as well. These mass, these are mass school closings. These are the largest school closings in the history of the United States of America. And we haven't yet come up with a plan to deal with this issue. This is part one. We're going to have more discussion about these issues. We have to save our children. We have to let our children know that they matter and that the future of the black race is in the balance of how we handle this situation. My name is Robert Abassi. This is Lexus from the Hood. Let's save our children. Peace.